how many people were there live in the previous class? How many people were live on YouTube? 11 people. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. So we completed up to the 72nd shloka, covering up to the 678th nama. So we begin with the 73rd shloka. Please repeat once after me. Stavyastava priyastotram Stutistotarana priyaha Purnah purayita punyaha Punyakirtirana This 73rd shloka contains 11 namas starting from 679 to 689. Now again, the first few namas in the 73rd shloka go together. That is from 679th nama to 683. These 5 namas are together, one group. Stavyaha, Stavapriyaha, Stotram, Stutihi and Stota. These first 5 namas. So Stavyaha means the one who is praiseworthy, which is the 679th nama. The only one in this entire universe who is praiseworthy is Bhagavan. There is nobody else who is praiseworthy, because everything exists and everything shines after him. There is nobody who has got a greater glory than Bhagavan. Therefore, the final praise is only for Bhagavan. Therefore, he is Tavyaha, the praiseworthy one. 680 is Tavapriyaha, the one who delights in praise, or the one who is fond of praise, the one who seems to be very happy where he is praised. This is often, we have seen this in many of the Puranic movies, and we have studied stories on this. We've heard a lot of stories on this, where, you sing praises of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is delighted. Truly speaking, you cannot flatter Bhagavan with any of the praises, because how much ever praise you sing, it will still fall short of what he is actually. He is the infinite. So how much will you praise him? All the praises that you make about him are only finite. No amount of finite can match up to the infinite. Even if you are going to praise him as the limitless, the eternal. No? Now, our understanding of the limitless, the infinite, or the eternal, how much do we really understand what infinite means? How much do we really understand what eternal means? Right? Therefore, even if you are going to praise him with those words, it is only our praises that fall flat, and not he who falls flat for the praises. So Stavapriyaha, still he blesses us for whatever karma that we have done, as though he seems to like our praises. Therefore he is called Stavapriyaha. Next one is Stotram. He is the praise itself. If my mind and my organ of speech is capable of uttering some sound, it is because of him, it is because of his grace, and whatever comes out, it is Bhagavan who is in the form of everything. Therefore, he is the very sound which is the praise itself. And every word He is not only the word, the Shabda, he is also the Artha behind the Shabda. He is also the meaning behind every word. Therefore, he is the Stotram. He is Tavyaha, praiseworthy. He is Tavapriyaha, the one who seems to be delighted with the praise. He is Stotram. He is the praise itself. And he is Stutihi, the act of praising. The very action of praising is also Bhagavan. And he is Stota. Stota is the one who does the praising. So, when you chant Vishnu Sahasranama, the words, the Shabda of Vishnu Sahasranama is Bhagavan. The meaning of every Nama is also Bhagavan only. The very chanting, the act of chanting is Bhagavan. What is chanted is Bhagavan. And the very chanter is also Bhagavan. The Stota is also Bhagavan. So, all the five, Stavyaha, Stavapriyaha, the one who gives you the palan for the chanting is also Bhagavan. So, he is Stavapriyaha, he is the Stotram, he is the Stuti, and he is also the Stota. Now, 684, Ranapriyaha. Rana meaning the warfield or the battle. The one who delights in fighting battles. Now, our gods are always invoked with weapons. And you have distinct weapons for different gods. Right? So, why are these weapons for? Are all our gods into some violence or something that they always carry weapons? No. Now, if a military man is going to carry a weapon, does it mean that he is involving himself in violence? So, weapon by a military person or a police is for the purpose of protection. Much the same way, where Bhagavan is invoked with weapons, it is for protecting us. His readiness, it only denotes his readiness to take care of us. And we do not have enemies who are going to who are going to shoot arms at us. We only have enemies, bigger enemies within us than the ones outside of us. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna in Gita, he says, there are no enemies outside, Arjuna. All the enemy that you have is sitting right inside you. It is your Kama and Krodha which is the enemy. Therefore, our enemies are the sorrow that we have, the depression that we have, the hatred that we have, the confusion that we have, the dislikes that we have, all these things, the frustration that we have, all these things, the anger, the guilt, everything. So, all these are our enemies, and while we fight battles, a sadhaka is the one who spots all these as enemies. A person who is a lay person other than a sadhaka will not consider these to be the enemy. They will in fact consider, the person in front as the real enemy instead of all these things in his own mind. For a sadhaka, the real enemy is inside, and Bhagavan is always ready to protect you from these enemies. Therefore, he is Ranapriyaha. 685 and 686 are connected. 685 is Purnaha and 686 is Purayita. Purnaha means the one who is full, the one who is limitless. And because he is full and limitless, he is Purayita. He can give you fulfillment. He can give you completeness. 687, Punyaha. Punyaha will occur for one more time as the 925th Nama. Here, Punyaha means the very body of the Punyam is Bhagavan. And this Punyam, what does it give? This Punyam gives Sukham. It fructifies as Sukham. And every Papam fructifies as Dukkham, as an unpleasant situation. Punya fructifies as a pleasant or a favorable situation which results in Sukham. So, any good karma, any noble karma through those karma, I earn punyam, which fructifies as sukham, as a favorable situation. Bhagavan is the very punya itself. He is in the form of the punya that I earn. Therefore, he is called punyaha. 688. Punya kirtihi. Bhagavan is the one whose fame is very auspicious. His fame is supposed to be very, very auspicious. His fame is generally sung in two ways. One, in terms of his absolute values, where Bhagavan is described with his great values, either in Rama Avatara or Krishna Avatara or Bhagavan Sriman Narayana himself. You know, where as an avatara, especially as Rama Avatara, Bhagavan is sung praises. Bhagavan is, famed with good values. Then it becomes a lesson for us, a sadhana for us to inculcate such values into us. And the other way Bhagavan's fame is sung is as the destroyer of asuras. Now, today, all the asuras are not outside. This Devasura Yuddha always happens. But today, this Yuddha, these days, this Yuddha is inside rather than outside. You have your good virtues, you are a little bit good, and you are also a little bit bad. Okay? So each of us are little bit good, little bit bad. So we have the good qualities which are like the devatas, and we have our bad qualities which are like the asuras, the kama, krodha, etc., which are our real enemies. Therefore, one has to focus on inculcating, promoting, developing, growing the Daivi Sampat, meaning good values, and one has to constantly take efforts to reduce, neutralize, or remove to whatever extent possible the Asuri Sampat, all the negative qualities that one has. So, Bhagavan's fame is very, very auspicious for us to imbibe and inculcate the Daivi Sampat. Therefore, Bhagavan is called Punya Kirtihi. 689. Anamayaha. The one who is always healthy. Amaya means some disease, refers to disease. Because Bhagavan is not under the influence of any karma, he is not given to any sort of disease. Therefore, he is called Anamayaha. So that completes the 73rd shloka. We move on to the 74th. Please repeat once after me. Manojavastirtakaro Vasureta Vasupradaha Vasuprado Vasudevo Vasur Vasumanahavihi. This 74th shloka contains 9 namas starting from 690 to 698. 690th. Manojavaha. Now this is a very famous word which is used to describe Bhagavan Anjaneya. Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Chitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam. So Bhagavan Anjaneya, when his speed is described, it is said that he has the capacity to travel as fast as your mind can travel. The moment you think of Mumbai, he will be there in Mumbai. The moment you think New York, he will be there in New York. Okay, he is as fast as he can think, he can fly, or he can travel as fast as your mind. So this Manojavaha here is the nama given to Ishvara, to Parameshwara, to Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is as swift as the mind. Bhagavan is capable of moving so fast as one's mind. And this nama is borrowed from the Upanishads, like the Ishavasya Upanishad, which says, Manaso Javiyaha. So, Bhagavan, there is no question of Bhagavan reaching a place in time. You don't say how much time does it take for Bhagavan to reach that place. If Bhagavan has to fly from, say, Chennai to New York, how much time does it take for Bhagavan to fly? The very place is Bhagavan. The very time is Bhagavan. Therefore, this doesn't even apply for him. He is Manaso Javiyaha. Even by the time your mind goes there, that place has to be there, that time has to be there. That is Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan is Manojavaha. 691. Tirthakaraha. Tirthakaraha. Now, this Tirtha, we know that it refers to Punya Kshetras. And Punya Kshetras are Punya Kshetras because they are associated with Ishvara. So, any Punya Kshetra you take, you ask which temple is there, which deity is there. So, what is special about that Punya Kshetra? So, wherever it is associated with Ishvara, it becomes a Punya Kshetra, Tirtha Kshetra. Perhaps because of a river there, it becomes a Tirtha Kshetra. Now, Tirtha, this word also has the meaning of Vidya, knowledge. And Bhagavan is the author of the Veda, of all the knowledges, and also the teacher of all knowledges. As the author, he is called a Praneta, and as the teacher, he is called Pravakta. He is both the Praneta and Pravakta. Therefore, he is called Tirthakaraha. 692. Vasuretaha. The one who is the Vasu. And this Vasu itself is the Retas. Therefore, he is called Vasureta. Now, what does this mean? Vasu here means Hiranyam or gold, which symbolizes knowledge. So, Bhagavan whose knowledge, whose Vasu, whose knowledge is the Retas. Retas meaning the seed for creation. So, it is Bhagavan's knowledge which is the seed for the entire creation. The Nimitta Karanam Brahma, the intelligent cause of the entire creation. In Gita, Bhagavan says, Tasmin Garbham Dadamyaham. Now, I impregnate Maya into this whole creation. And Aham Bija Pradah Pita. I am the father who gives the seed for this entire Srishti. And where Bhagavan invokes his knowledge as his sankalpa, as his desire, that becomes the Retas. Taittiriya Upanishad says, So kamayata bahusyam praja yegeti satapotapyata satapastaptva idagum sarvamasrijata yadidam kincha satchatyacha bhavat niruktancha niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha vijnanancha vijnanancha satyancha nritancha satyam abhavat. Bhagavan visualized and he desired that he is going to bahusyam prajayayati. I am going to multiply myself. And it is this desire which became the seed for the creation. Therefore, he is Vasuretaha. 693. Vasupradaha. Now, this beautiful. No, this is 693 is also Vasuprada. 694 is also Vasupradaha. Same Nama. We have seen Namas occurs multiple times, but here it is occurring as the next Nama. Now we'll see them together. So 693 Vasuprada and 694 Vasuprada. The 693 Vasuprada, the first one, here Bhagavan is, this Nama means Bhagavan who is the giver of wealth. Vasu means wealth. Vasu Pradaha means the giver of wealth. If at all any deity has the capability of giving you wealth, there is this Kuberan photo. I don't know whether you people are aware that there are groups of people who run crazy about this photo. It seems this photo, if you keep inside, the bureau or that locker where you store your wealth, it is supposed to multiply. Okay. No, I am not, criticizing anything. If Kubera is capable of multiplying your wealth, that very capacity of that, Kubera is a yaksha, okay, that very capacity of that particular deity to give you or to multiply your wealth, that very capacity is because of Ishvara. It is from Bhagavan himself. And it is his natakam, his leela, as though he is borrowing from Kubera and he is still repaying his debt. Okay, so that's very beautiful. Therefore, to whom should you seek security? Is it you seek security from your wealth, which is diminishing and which is Nashwaram, or do you seek security from Kubera, who is himself borrowing his power from Bhagavan? So, Bhagavan is the ultimate source of security. So, in the relative world, the relative security from wealth or otherwise, the source is Bhagavan. That is why he is called Vasupradaha. And this comes with some understanding about Bhagavan, that Bhagavan is the creator and he is all powerful. He is the almighty, right? So this comes with little understanding of Bhagavan. That is the first of the Vasuprada, the 693rd Nama. The 694th Nama, Vasuprada, the one who gives the absolute security, which is moksha. As 693rd Nama, he not only gives you relative security, but also as the 694th Nama, he is the bestower of the absolute security of moksha. Therefore, when you understand, have some understanding of Bhagavan, of Sagunam Brahma, so you get a relative security, which is the Abhyudaya Palam. And when you understand Bhagavan in his real form, in his real nature, that gives you Nishiraya Sapalam, which is the absolute security. Therefore, Vasupradaha. 695. Vasudevaha. Vasudevaha is occurring for the third, will occur 3 times. We have already seen this as the 332nd Nama. It will come once again, perhaps today itself, as the 709th Nama. Okay, so this is 695. Okay, 332, now 695, and maybe after some time as the 709th. Now in 332, we saw that Vasudevaha means the one who is the indweller of all. He is the indweller of all in 332. In 695, Vasudevaha means, it refers to Bhagavan in his Krishna Avatara. Simple, the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, he is Vasudevaha. 696, Vasuhu. This Vasuhu is occurring for the third and final time. Already occurred in 104 and 270. In 104, we saw that he is both as the indweller of all, he is Vasu, and also he is in the form of the 8 Vasus, the Ashta Vasus. Therefore, he is Vasu. And in 270, we saw Vasu means he is in the form of all the wealth. Therefore, he is Vasuhu. Now, in 696, Vasu means another derivation. He is the abode of all. The one in whom everything, all beings, all elements, all elementals, everything exists. In him alone, all the Purusharthas exist. Therefore, he is called Vasu, Vasuhu. 697. Vasumanaha. This already occurred as 105th Nama. There we saw the one who has an excellent mind, therefore he is called Vasumana. Here Vasumanaha can be seen in two ways. The first way is his presence in all the objects. Vasu, Vasati means he is the existence principle. He is there in every object without any difference. This is existing, everything. The mic exists, the book exists, the pen exists, the flower exists, the table exists. So, he exists in everything's and being as the existence principle. And he exists because he has a mind to be so. Therefore, he is Vasu Manaha. The second way of looking at this nama is Vasu also means Jagat. And Jagat is nothing but the mind of Ishvara, because it is his sankalpa, right? To multiply into this universe. So this Jagat itself, the entire universe, is considered to be the mind of Ishvara. And Vasu, therefore Vasu Manaha means the knowledge of Bhagavan, which alone manifested as this universe. So that completes 697. 698. Havihi. Havis meaning the oblation that is given into the Agni, offered into the Agni during Homa. And we saw that every aspect of this Homa or this Yajna is Bhagavan alone. And the very Havis, the oblation also that is offered, is also Bhagavan. Therefore, he is Havihi. That completes 74th shloka. 75th shloka. Please repeat once. Sadgatis Satkritis Satta Sadbhutis Satparayanaha Shuraseno Yadushreshtaha Sannivasasuya Munaha. This 75th shloka also contains 9 namas, starting from 699 to 707. 699, Sadgatihi. Sadgati means he is the ultimate end of all the Satpurushas. He is the ultimate end. Gati is the end, the destination. And Gati also has the meaning of Buddhi. Therefore, Sadgati will mean the one who is or who has a superior intellect. Therefore, Bhagavan is called Sadgatihi. The intellect that is capable of visualizing the entire universe and the laws of the universe, the order of the universe. Such a great intellect he has. The intellect that can process the karma of all the jivas. Such a great intellect. Therefore, he is called Sadgatihi. 700. Satkritihi. Satkritihi, meaning he is the protector. Being the protector of all, it is such a noble karma to protect every being. Therefore, he is called Satkritihi. 701. Satta. Satta means the existence principle. The very existence. Not only the objects in this universe, but also even the principles of time and space all have one common thing in them, which is the existence. You say it exists. This is there, that is there, that is there. This is, that isness denotes the existence, which is common across just everything in this universe, including time and space. And I experience this existence along with every object, including the time and space. And with respect to the object that I experience, there can be a difference. A book is different from a mic, which is different from flower, which is different from the laptop, which is different from the wire, which is different from the pot or the fan, everything. But the existence that I experience in the mic and the existence that I experience in the book is not different. The existence aspect of it is common. There is no Beda in the existence at all, which is the nature of Bhagavan. Now, this, though, can sound a little abstract for those who have not studied Upanishads and Gita. It's all right. This is anyway elaborated in detail in our scriptures. Therefore, Bhagavan as the existence principle is one indivisible principle. Ekam Advitiyam, as revealed by the Chandogya Upanishad, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asid Ekameva Advitiyam. So he is the one indivisible existence principle, Satta. 702. Sadbhutihi. Oh my God, I think Bhishmacharya has, condensed the entire Upanishad today. And it is so difficult to explain such namas. You have to go behind explaining several Upanishads to explain this. And where a student has already studied the Upanishad, this could be a good revision. So, Sat Bhutihi, the one who is both the Sat and Bhutihi. So, those who have not studied Upanishad, don't feel diffident, okay? So, we will anyway be taking up one text after the other the soon after we completed Vishnu Sahasranamam, and you can always go back after your studies and revise Vishnu Sahasranamam. You will enjoy these namas. Sat Bhutihi, the one who is both Sat and Bhuti. Sat meaning existence, Bhuti meaning consciousness. And the Upanishads reveal that everything else can be negated by you through one pramana or the other. It can be through pratyaksha, through reasoning, or through shastra pramana. Everything, every aspect in this jagat can be negated, excepting for the existence and the consciousness principle. And this Sat and Bhuti, which remains unnegatable, is the Swarupa of Ishvara, of Bhagavan. Bhuti also means, in another context, Bhuti also means wealth or glory, and Bhagavan is the glory of all the Satpurushas. All the greatness, all the glory of Satpurusha is Bhagavan, the Vibhuti. 703. Satparayanaha. He is the highest goal for all the Satpurushas. Now, what about the highest goal being moksha? All the Satpurushas seek moksha. And those who seek moksha are Satpurushas, obviously. Therefore, he is the highest goal. He is the Parayanam for all the Satpurushas. Therefore, he is Satparayanaha. Now, what about the others? Aren't the others also seeking moksha only? The ultimate Ananda through whatever they are seeking? Oh yes, definitely they are also seeking moksha only, not knowing that. Or even where a person who knows a little bit of moksha can say that yes, I want moksha, but it will only be one among the list. Right? It may be even the highest among the list, but as long as you have the list, you have other things, right? So you give importance to other things in the world, and you are not committed just to one thing, which is Bhagavan. So you have other things. So you mean that there are things that are different from Bhagavan. So I want Bhagavan. I also want this, that means what? So you want things that, you think that there are things that are different from Bhagavan, which Bhagavan cannot give. So you run after the world. So for such people, he is not Satparayanaha. And another popular reading of this nama is Satparayana. Santaha param ayanam asya. The one who has Satpurushas as his ayanam, his abode. He dwells in the Satpurushas because his job is to protect them and to take care of them. Therefore, he is that way also because he dwells in them and he protects them. He is called Satparayanaha. 704. Shurasenaha. Shurasenaha meaning the one whose army consists of Shuras, great warriors. In Ramavatara, Rama's army comprised of great warriors like Hanuman, Sugriva, Angada, and Jambavan. Such great warriors he had in his army. Therefore, he is Shurasenaha. And also in Krishna Avatara, he had the great warriors of Yadava Kula in his army, and his Narayani Sena was considered to be one of the undefeatable Sena. And that is why Duryodhana was so keen of Krishna's Narayani Sena. And he took over the Narayani Sena, whereas Arjuna intelligently asked for Krishna. So, he is Shurasenaha, the one who has an army consisting of great warriors. 705. Yadushreshtaha. Now, this also refers to Bhagavan's Krishna Avatara of the Yadus, of those in Yadukula. He is the Shreshtaha, he is the best. 706. Sannivasaha. He is the refuge for all the good people. That is Sannivasaha. 707. Suyamunaha. Now, those people who are connected with river Yamuna are called Yamunaha. People like Devaki, Vasudeva, Nanda, Yashoda, Subhadra, Balarama, all these people who are connected to the Yamuna river, and all the Gopikas and other people living in the banks of Yamuna. All these people are called Yamunaha. Yamuna. And because Bhagavan was surrounded by all the Yamunas, he was also one Yamuna, right? And because he was surrounded by such Yamunas, he is called Suyamunaha. That completes 75th shloka. Now 76th shloka. Bhutavaso Vasudevaha Sarvasu Nilayo Nalaha Darpaha Darpado Drupto Durdharotha Parajitaha. This 76th shloka also contains 9 namas, starting from 708 to 716. 708th nama is Bhutavasaha. Bhutavasaha means he is the abode of all beings, all the elements, all the elementals, and everything that exists in him. Therefore, he is Bhutavasaha. So we finally landed up in 709th nama, Vasudevaha. So this nama is occurring for the third and final time in Vishnu Sahasranamam. The first time we saw was in 332, the indweller of all. The second time we saw in today's class, the same class, as the 695th nama, maybe half an hour back. There we saw Vasudevaha as the son of Vasudeva. Here, as the 709th nama, Vasudeva refers to the one who covers the entire Jagat. He covers the entire Jagat with his Maya. Therefore, he is called Vasuhu. Jagat Vasati Achadayati. Maya Yeti Vasuhu. With Maya, he covers the entire Jagat. Therefore, he is called Vasu. Sa eva devaha iti Vasudevaha, Acharya says. Since he is the consciousness principle who covers the entire Jagat with his Maya, the Devaha, the consciousness principle, therefore he is called Vasudevaha. He is the one who pervades everything. And it is because of sheer ignorance that people don't know the truth. They don't know that it is him who pervades everything. When we say pervades everything, he also pervades the self, the Atma. And this is not known until the ignorance is removed. It remains as a secret as long as the ignorance continues. 710. Sarvasu nilayaha. Asu means prana. Asu means prana. Now when the air is outside, it is called air. Okay, Vayu. And now when the air is inside, it is called prana. And we think that we are alive because we breathe. Right? We think we stay alive because we breathe. It is actually the other way around. We are breathing because we are staying alive. Okay, did I confuse you? It is not that we breathe, it is not that we are alive because we are breathing. It is that we breathe because we are alive. And who is the one who breathes through your body? The Jiva is the one who breathes through this body. And it is Bhagavan who, the Paramatma, is the one who actually appears as Jivatma, because of whose presence the prana functions as prana. Therefore, because this body has life, the prana functions. Because you are alive, you breathe. Sarvasu nilayaha. 711. Analaha. Analaha already occurred as the 293rd Nama. There we saw the one who does not say enough, who is never satiated. Alam paryaptam asya na vidyate. Therefore he is called Analaha. Bhagavan is in the form of the Agni. Where you keep putting oblations, you keep giving oblations, he keeps swallowing, he becomes only big. He doesn't seem to be satisfied with what you give. Right? So in the form of Agni, Bhagavan is called Analaha. This is what we saw in 293. Here in 711, Alam not only means enough, it also means limit. Therefore, Alam na vidyate, the one who does not have Alam, where Alam means limit, it means limitless. Therefore, Analaha means Bhagavan, he who is limitless. Limitless in terms of times, space, knowledge, and also power. He is limitless. Therefore, he is Analaha. 712. Darpaha. Darpaha means the destroyer of pride. Even those who are dharmic people, when they do not acknowledge their own achievements or the achievements of others as the grace of Ishvara, this pride that sets in them, Bhagavan is the one who does their Garva Bhanga. There is this story of Nandi and Patanjali, where it is said that Patanjali Rishi wanted to have darshan of Nataraja in Chidambaram. And when Patanjali visited this temple, Chidambaram temple, Nandikeshwara was there, and he had the pride that he is the assistant of Shiva and also his Vahanam. And therefore he felt that without his permission nobody can see Shiva. Who is the other person to take liberty calling that they are Bhakta of Shiva when he is the greatest of all Bhaktas? Right? So he failed to recognize the bhakti of Patanjali Rishi and he claimed supremacy over everybody. And therefore he said, he ordered Patanjali, he said, you can't see him now. You go back. So this is when Patanjali Rishi got really upset about Nandikeshwara, and in his thirst to have darshan of Nataraja, he sings a stotram, a Nataraja stotram, which wherein he did not involve those things that actually add to the pride of a cow or a bull, which is Nandikeshwara. No, that which, identifies a cow distinct from the other animals is the leg and the four legs and the horns, right? That makes a bull what it is. So Patanjali decided, he is Mahabhashyakara, right? He is the one who wrote the commentary for Panini's Ashtadhyayi, right? He is so well versed in the language. He made a shloka which is called Charana Shringa Rahita Nataraja Stotra, meaning which does not have the horn or the pada, where you say ka and ka, right? That is called the leg, right? Ka, or the dirgha shabda. And where you say ke, ko, that is the shringa, the horn. Okay, so he composed a shloka with words that does not have a or a, o or au. And he composed 10 verses, which such a terse meter, wherein the way he sang, Nataraja himself could not resist, and he comes in front of him, pratyaksham, in front of him, and he starts dancing his Ananda Tandavam. It goes something like this. Sadanchita mudanchita nikunchita padanjala jalanchalita manjukatakam Patanjali driganjana mananjana machanchala padam janana bhanjana karam Kadamba ruchimambarava samparamamambuda kadamba kavirambala kagalam Chidambudi manimbuda shirdambuja ravimpara chidambara natam hridivaja. Like this, it does not have a, o or au. 10 verses like this. And this meter, this made Nataraja dance, and that destroyed the pride of Nandikeshwara. So this destruction of pride is done, this Garvabhanga of a Bhakta or a Dharmika person is done by Bhagavan just to draw their attention towards him, to remind that person of the glory of Bhagavan. 713, Darpaha. Where people follow Dharma, he gives them Darpadaha. Where people follow Dharma, he gives them their karma pala in the form of good name, fame, punya, everything. And he ensures that their contribution is not forgotten. Therefore, he is Darpadaha. 714, Driptaha. The one who is happy for no reason. He doesn't need any object in this world to keep him happy. Atmaniyeva atmana tushtaha. There is no external object that he needs, because he is Ananda Swarupa. 715, Durdaraha. Durdaraha occurs for the second time. It occurred first as the 266th Nama, where we saw that he is the one who cannot be held by a meditator in his meditation easily. Therefore, he is called Durdaraha. And here in 715, he is called Durdaraha because even though the teaching of the scriptures are very clear, it is very difficult for one to understand the Swarupa of Bhagavan, because one needs to have adhikaritva. He needs to have a pure intellect. Some amount of maturity is required. Emotional maturity, mental maturity, some amount is required. Where a person has that in him, in Gita, Krishna says, Tasyaham sulabha partha. I am very easy to be attained. And where on the other side also Krishna tells in Gita, in another adhyaya, he says, Kleshodikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta higatir dukkam dehavad biravapyate. He says, where one has attachment, emotional attachment towards his body, his relations, his house, his belongings and everything, I am very, very difficult to attain. So therefore he is Durdaraha, cannot be easily attained. 716 and the last nama of the 76th shloka. Aparajitaha. This will occur for one more time as the 862nd nama. Here in 716, Aparajitaha means one who is never defeated. Between the fights between Deva and Asura, it not only happened in the Puranic time, it is also happening even today inside our mind between Daivi Sampad and Asuri Sampad. And Bhagavan, who is in the form of Dharma, is never defeated. Whether it is Dharma that I hold as my personal value, where I am a Bhakta and I hold on to Bhagavan, he will ensure that the Dharma in me is never defeated. And also, he is the one who protects the Dharma universally. So Dharma, no matter how long adharma can exist, Dharma will never get defeated. Bhagavan came as Parashurama, where there were adharmic Kshatriyas. He destroyed all the adharmic Kshatriyas to do sthapanam of Dharma. Right, today he comes, I think he will only destroy Brahmanas. I am wondering whether anybody else will be left in the Brahmana Kula itself. So it's better that we don't pray that he comes, okay? We correct it, at least we should have some good people left and the rest of them can die, right? So that completes the 76th shloka. With that we have completed 716 namas. So we will take up the next set of shlokas in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So we have scheduled 2 classes like this tomorrow as well. Do we go with it or do you need any change in the schedule? Do we reconsider the plan? I can't hear. You need to unmute. Yes, Ji, Ramanji?